53.
Comedian Tim FitzHigham first hit the headlines trying to cross the English Channel in a bathtub, a feat he achieved after 2 years of false starts and disasters in 2005.
But he didn't stop there. He went on to sail the Thames in a paper boat, blow up the world's biggest balloon, run up Mount Vesuvius, and Morris dance his way across London.
His challenges have been inspired by a series of bizarre bets from the 18th and 19th centuries. Well, I met Tim earlier this week to find out more about his new show.
The show is called The Gambler, and it started as an Edinburgh Festival show. I did it in the Fringe, and the idea came from a footnote in a book. I was reading a really boring book about some poetry or something. I don't even know why I was doing it. And there was a footnote, and it said, this guy also went 40 miles down the River Thames in a paper boat for a bet. And I thought, 40 miles down the River Thames for a bet? In a paper boat? That's amazing. And so then I thought, well, maybe there's more weird bets like this in history. Has anyone ever looked at this? Does anyone know anything about weird bets in history? So I started looking at all the weird bets that I could find throughout the whole of the course of history. And that's what the Fringe show was about. It was about taking these bets from gentlemen's clubs, from newspaper articles in the past, and then going, right, I'm going to try and win that. I'm going to try and win it now. So you get things like a lord bets another lord that the first lord's butler can run faster than the second lord's racehorse in a 100-yard dash. And I was like, great, I will try and win that.
Standing start.
Nobody panic, people. It's going to be fine.
So you go, you try and find a racehorse, you get to the track, the flag goes down, and you suddenly realise, I'm racing a racehorse in a 100-yard dash. This is amazing. And you try and win, you try and beat the racehorse.
So for a lot of these bets, I imagine they cost a lot of money, so only the wealthy perhaps could have done them. But there were some bets for everyday people, weren't there?
That's right. With the Cheeseboard bet, you're absolutely right. It's a really good example. It's 1811. It's a cook, a normal cook, a French cook up in the Lincolnshire-Yorkshire border, and he bet that he could roll a cheeseboard from the castle where he worked to the local town, which is 4.5 miles away, in under 100 throws. So that means he threw the cheeseboard and it would roll along, and then it would sort of start to slow down a bit, and then it would sort of wobble a bit, and then it would fall over, and that's the end of your go. But if you think about it, 4.5 miles in under 100 throws, you've got to throw it further each throw than the women's discus record.
Oh no! It's off, it's down, it's running.
That's how far he's got to get it. So I mean, it's an amazing bet. It's a really finely balanced odds, and he was just an ordinary guy. He was a cook. Another one.
Are you spoiling anything if you tell us if you did it?
I am definitely spoiling stuff.
Okay, so don't do
because
that.
Interestingly,
Don't do that.
people that come and watch the live shows, you sometimes hear this little rustle in the audience, and I've found out now through going, what on earth's going on? That they're running a spread bet. People in the audience know they'll get 10 bets, and they'll sit there throughout and they'll go, I reckon he did 5 of them and lost the other 5. So if I was to give you the answers to the cheeseboard bet, if it came up on that show, then they'd already know. They'd have inside information. That would be bad.
I do not want to ruin the excitement. So you've actually got your own money invested in this. It matters to you.
Yeah, that's right. So I tried very hard to put some money on it. I mean, in the past, the gamblers were putting on huge sums of money. Like one of the outcomes of the bet, it was a man going from London to Dover and back again quicker than another guy could draw 1 million dots on a sheet of paper. That was a £500 bet in 1815. Now, that equates to about 30,000 today. So at that point, people are putting huge sums of money on the outcomes of these bets. Now, clearly, I can't put £30,000 on anything, but I did try and put some money on it so I could get the idea of what it feels like to invest money in it.
So far, are you up or down?
I would say so far I'm exactly even. I might have won £1.
Not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
You also got very injured.
Yeah, there was a lot of injuries involved in it. And I think that came because some of the bets are short sprints, some of the bets are long distance runs, some of them involve pulling stuff, some of them involve throwing stuff. You can't train your body. It's like trying to train to be a decathlete or something like that. And I'm clearly not a decathlete, you know. So it was trying to train your body to do so much stuff. I mean, I fractured a rib, I broke my hand, I broke my shoulder, I damaged my knee, and just as I kept getting more and more injuries, the outcome of the bets gets more and more uncertain because I'm more injured when I'm trying to do it. I remember when I was trying to race the racehorse, I had a fractured rib, a broken knee and a broken hand and some other injuries as well. So my odds of beating the racehorse are, well, okay, the odds of beating the racehorse might not have been great to start with.
So was there any bet that you said, no, that's just too much for me?
No, I haven't found one yet. No. I mean, I love the challenge of it. I think that's part of the fun for me, is finding these tiny secret bits of information in history and then taking them on and trying to win and trying to see if you, and genuinely trying to win the bet, you know. I mean, it's taken me to the top of Alps by mistake. It's taken me all over Europe just doing these incredible bets. And then the stories that have come out of them have taken me all over the world. The show itself went and toured Australia and it toured New Zealand. It's toured all over Europe. And then you find people come up to you afterwards and go, oh, you know, you've got bets from the UK, but have you heard about Australian bets? And then suddenly you're into a whole new, like, it's almost like Series 3 should be the Australian bets, the Series 4 is the New Zealand bets. There's so much going on.
It sounds like you could go on forever. Tim, thank you so much for talking to us on Breakfast. Thanks very much.
Come see the show.
Good luck, yeah.
Thank you.
Charming man and really excited about all the bets. He takes everything on.
Yeah,
Never says no. He does. Tim's tour, The Gambler, begins on the 5th of February.
Coming up on the programme.